Good evening and welcome to Real Talk, where every Sunday night we offer insight, education, and resources to in-home caregivers and those affected in their world. These are the children, the parents, the extended family, and everyone who loves them. And our goal is to offer real-life topics and learning through discussing real issues and offering real solutions. And tonight, I'm very excited to welcome our guest, Alicia Amerson. Welcome, Alicia. It's great to have you.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Alicia, and then we're going to jump into our topic tonight, which I'm really excited to present to you. It was Alicia's idea, and she kind of brought it to me, and I said, I think this has a lot of potential, and the reception to it has been phenomenal, but I'll let her tell you all the specifics around it. First, let me tell you about Alicia. Since 2012, Alicia Amerson has been busy helping families adjust to parenthood. Her passion as a nanny led her to become a certified newborn care specialist, a postpartum doula, lactation educator, sleep consultant, and eco-consultant. Her company, The Golden Stroller, specializes in providing 24/7 and travel support for busy, high net worth, and high profile families nationwide. When she's not traveling with clients, Alicia has found great reward in sharing professional development opportunities and building community spaces for newborn care specialists and postpartum doulas. She has been deeply involved in mentorship, administering local NCS groups, and serving on the board of the Northwest Association for Perinatal Support. As an elite year 2 student at this time, excuse me, she was inspired by the impactful bonds she developed with other newborn care specialists far beyond the reach of her local market. Now, as the creator of the NCS Book Club, she hopes to foster a space where newborn care specialists across the country can come together and build mutually supportive relationships and encourage professional growth. Tonight, we're going to really talk about this NCS Book Club. And I know we've shared kind of the personal or the business professional stuff here, but tell us something fun about being a newborn care specialist so our audience can get to know you just a little bit better.
Yeah. Something fun. I get to travel to and live in places that I would never go on my own. I get to sample living in places all across the country. I get to travel to places like Nice, France, and Aspen, Colorado that I probably wouldn't go to on my own, but my clients take me there and it's a joy.
Yeah, I love getting to travel with clients. It's a lot of fun. Do we get as much time off as we would like to in those locations? Of course not, but it's still fun to see them. So I love that you brought that up. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this book club. Before we kind of jump into our talking points, what really was the catalyst that inspired this? I mean, we gave a general thing, but give us a specific.
I think it's been culminating since I became a nanny and started forming these community groups where I could meet people who did what I did, and we could find time to get together and form these mutually supportive relationships with each other that really, I think, kept a lot of us going. And now as an NCS, I'm trying to replicate that. And there just wasn't really an opportunity outside of my local market, my home base of Seattle, to do that until the NCS conference this June. And I think that's when I really got the spark for this idea, because it wasn't enough time. Everybody just wanted more and more. And it was so magical to meet these people that you see on Facebook and you can have those online interactions with, but it's totally different being around them in person and really getting to know them on a personal basis. I heard so many times, hey, you don't look like your picture. Oh, it's so lovely to meet you in person. And I think everybody just wanted to continue that. But a year is a long time to wait. And I think I said to you, like, oh gosh, I don't think I can wait until June to do this again. So what is the solution here? And virtual spaces can be a little limiting, a little awkward. So I was just kind of brainstorming with you, after we talked about it, what is a space that can facilitate conversations in more of an organic way, kind of like we had a conference. And book club just popped into my mind because that is what I would do to meet new people when I would move to a new city. It gives you something in common to talk about. It brings you together. It gives you something to show up to. And it's kind of like an icebreaker.
Yeah, I love that. And so let's talk about this. Let's delve into this book club. What is, aside from the icebreaker and getting to know people, what is the other purpose behind wanting to do this?
Well, the books we're going to read all relate to our profession in some way, but it's a little more maybe outside of what you would normally study or read on your own. These are books that range from, humorous accounts of parenthood to struggles with infertility, to business advice and how to mentally and psychologically improve your state of being and how that plays into the way you operate your business and the way you function as an NCS and just your own personal happiness and health. So these are all subjects that are going to help us as individuals improve, but also help us learn to communicate and interact more respectfully and positively with each other. We're going to listen to one another's points of view and engage in a way that allows us to really hear one another without that snap judgment.
Mhm. And when we do that, and you have this book club, how is that going to support? Say I'm interested, say I decide I want to do this. What kind of benefits is that going to have for me as a professional, aside from just the personal impact? How's that going to affect my profession?
Yeah, well, you're going to have more resources than you did before because you're going to be educating yourself. You're going to have an opportunity to exchange resources, professional resources with other people in the industry. And you're going to form meaningful relationships with people in the industry. There's going to be, 20, 30 minutes at the end of each meeting just to network and to socialize. And having these trusting bonds with another professional allows somebody to feel really comfortable in saying, oh, well, I can't do this job, but I heard so-and-so talk about this and this and this skill that she's mastered the other day. And I trust her because I know her. I think I'll refer that person. So it's the benefits are endless, really.
Mhm. And so thinking about that, you mentioned kind of general categories of books that you guys are going to read. You mentioned that already, but how are you going to choose the books? Is it something that you're just making a list and everybody gets to read, or you're taking them from a course? Where are you getting the book lists?
I'm kind of getting us started. I'm separating books into categories of self-help and business, and then postpartum or parenting, and then really baby specific care books, things like sleep and baby 101, any sort of philosophies that we're seeing that parents are reading as well. So I'm just sort of pulling some books that maybe not everyone has read yet, that are a little more on the fringes, and getting us started with a few, sort of rotating through those categories. But what I really want to see is our book club members suggesting books that I can add to this list so that we can read things that appeal to everybody. And I'm not aware of everything out there. So I love to get suggestions. You have made some wonderful suggestions to me over the years, and those will also be part of the book club. So yeah, it's collaborative in that nature.
Fantastic. So you mentioned this earlier, and I want to address it. You said and your phrase was, I thought, great. Virtual space can be kind of intimidating. And it can be intimidating for a whole lot of reasons, even if you're just like me and you don't love tech and you're always afraid you're going to mess it up. But how are you going to specifically facilitate things? Like, what can I expect if I join your book club and I show up? What can I expect, kind of start to finish?
Yeah, there's going to be a structure. So we're all reading this book together. And then if you are able to make the in-person meeting and you reserve your spot, we will be meeting from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific, the last Sunday of every month. So that's going to be consistent and you can plan on it. And then we'll be meeting over Zoom. So because it's a virtual space, I've limited the number of attendees to 10, because typically a book club is a space where you want to have discussion. You want everybody to contribute. And so a small group is important for that, but also just logistically, meeting virtually, we want to be able to really get into this and for everyone to share their thoughts. So the structure of this will be everybody gets to introduce themselves. So we get to know who you are as an NCS and where you are. And then we'll go around and sort of share like thumbs up, thumbs down for this book. What were your initial impressions? And then we can go through some discussion questions that are specific to the book and really get into the details with each other. And that tends to be more organic, and it leads to more idea sharing and collaboration. I'd say that's about an hour of the book club. And then we'll finish with social time, just sort of reflecting or sharing things that have nothing to do with the book that month, but that we just want to talk about. And that's how we'll sort of end our meeting.
Fantastic. So if I join the book club and something comes up and I can't make the meeting, then what? Is it recorded or is it not recorded? Does somebody else take my spot and I lose my spot? How does that work?
This particular book club will not be recorded simply because I want people to feel really comfortable in the space, just as they would if we were meeting at somebody's home. And we will have online discussion before and after the event. So everybody can read along, even if you couldn't get a spot that month or the time just didn't work for you. I'll facilitate some discussions online so everyone can participate in that way. And yeah, aside from that, if you are suddenly not able to make it and you signed up for that month, then just let me know. Email me at thegoldenStroller@gmail.com, and I have a wait list going. So someone else will be able to move into that spot and you can just sign up for the next time.
Fabulous. So you mentioned an online discussion. Where is that going to occur?
That's going to happen on the NCS Book Club Facebook group. So if you are on the Newborn Care Solutions student group, there's an announcement at the top of the page where you can find the link to the NCS Book Club group. Just join that, and I will, throughout the month, I will post questions and quotes and sort of prompt some discussion and participation for those who are reading along.
Fantastic. So anything else? If somebody says, I've never been in a book club before, can I do this? Anything else you can tell us, or any information you'd want them to have?
Yeah, it's really casual. There is no right answer when you're discussing a book. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a great way to get to know people. That's how I would think about it. It's a way to get to know people in your industry from all over the nation, so that you can have these connections outside of your local community. And it's fun. Like, you can, some of the discussions that just naturally occur end up not really being related to the book, but you get to know who somebody is. You get an understanding for their communication style, because some people are just like, yes, this is my opinion and this is the hill I will die on. And others are really open to like, oh, well, I never thought of it that way. And so it's fun just like get a rapport going with people. And this will be an ever evolving group. So the dynamic will change from month to month. The participants will change from month to month, and you'll get to know a variety of different people and read through a variety of different books and subjects. If one month is not for you, there's always something ahead that may interest you.
Yeah, and I would think too that maybe for people who like to read but put it off a lot or whatever, maybe it motivates them a little bit to get back into reading a little more regularly.
Yes, we're your accountability partners.
Yeah, for sure. So we are almost out of time already. Anything final you want to leave everybody with before we wrap up for tonight?
Yeah, I just want to say that everybody is welcome in this space. And even if you're not a virtual person, you don't like video, or, groups are intimidating right now, interact on the Facebook group as well.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was great to learn about this. As you know, I've been excited about this idea ever since you brought it to me, but I'm a reader, so of course I love it. But thanks for joining us and sharing about this, and for taking the initiative to get this going. I think it's going to be really fun.
Same. Yeah. Thank you for having me. And I'm really excited to share this with everyone.
Absolutely. And thank you to our audience for joining us tonight. If you have any questions around this topic or the book club, you can put them in the feed and tag Alicia Amerson or tag Newborn Care Solutions. We'll make sure you get answers. And of course, as always, you can catch this along with all of our past episodes and all of our educational content by popping on over to newborncaresolutions.com and clicking on the education tab. And this Real Talk and all of our past episodes are also on our YouTube channel. You just put Newborn Care Solutions Real Talk into the search engine and it all comes up. Thanks for joining us and have a fantastic night.